the Iraqi Dinar Revaluation, Truth, Turmoil, and What the Future Holds. Introduction, a currency at a crossroads. Welcome to IQD to VND. In just 14 days, we've hit 300 subscribers. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Today, we dive deep into some of the most significant updates surrounding the Iraqi dinar, a currency that has captivated the attention of investors, economists, and geopolitical analysts for years. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the curve. Chapter 1. The Central Bank's Bold Stand Against Misinformation. Recent headlines have caused a stir in Iraq's financial circles. News spread that the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, had allegedly halted the sale of US dollars to travelers at the official exchange rate. Panic followed, but the CBI quickly countered the rumor. In a strongly worded statement, the bank reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining the official rate and warned of legal repercussions for spreading false information. This response from the CBI was not just a rebuttal, it was a declaration. The bank is serious about protecting the integrity of Iraq's financial system. Misinformation has the power to undermine public confidence, destabilize markets, and ignite unnecessary economic chaos. The CBI's swift action signals a new era of transparency and accountability. Chapter 2. How fake news disrupts currency markets. In fragile economies, perception often outweighs reality. The Iraqi dinar is especially vulnerable to rumors due to its speculative nature and past volatility. Fake news can trigger irrational market behavior, prompting mass selling or buying based on false assumptions. Globally, we've seen how misinformation can cripple economies. Venezuela, Lebanon, and even Turkey have experienced market chaos fueled by media-driven hysteria. Iraq's proactive response to the dollar sale rumor shows its central bank is learning from global examples and taking the right steps to restore trust. Chapter 3. Iran's currency collapse and its regional impact. While Iraq battles internal challenges, its neighbor Iran is facing a historic economic collapse. The Iranian rial has devalued dramatically, recently hitting an exchange rate of 1.43 million IRR per USD. This figure is not just a symbolic, it's a dire warning about unchecked inflation, geopolitical isolation, and the devastating effects of sanctions. Iran's economic turmoil inevitably affects Iraq. The two nations share extensive trade links, cultural ties, and a complex political relationship. A weakened rial could lead to increased Iranian imports into Iraq, currency arbitrage, and even social unrest. Investors tracking the IQD must also keep a close eye on the rial, as its trajectory may foreshadow economic challenges in Iraq. Chapter 4. Infrastructure projects, progress or illusion. There's considerable buzz around Iraq's infrastructure renaissance. Billions have been allocated to rebuilding roads, electricity grids, and public housing. Many of these projects are reportedly near completion. On paper, this is a strong indicator of economic progress. But one key metric hasn't moved: the exchange rate. Despite these developments, the IQD remains stagnant at around 1,310 per USD. Why? Critics argue that real progress is being overshadowed by systemic corruption and mismanagement. Chapter 5. The Shadow Economy, Unmasking Iraq's Second Set of Books. The term second set of books refers to hidden or manipulated financial records that misrepresent a country's true economic standing. In Iraq, this practice is suspected to be widespread. From unreported oil revenues to fictitious government contracts, the existence of these parallel records distorts the nation's financial picture. As long as the shadow economy thrives, the IQD will struggle to gain international trust. Cleaning up these books is not just a matter of good governance, it's a prerequisite for revaluation. Chapter 6. What it takes to revalue a currency. Revaluing a currency is a complex process. It requires a stable political environment, credible central banking, strong foreign exchange reserves, and investor confidence. Iraq has made strides in several of these areas, but significant hurdles remain. The CBI's crackdown on misinformation is a positive step. However, until Iraq tackles corruption, improves financial transparency, and reduces dependency on oil revenues, the revaluation of the dinar will remain more of a long-term goal than an imminent reality. Chapter 7. Lessons from Other Nations. Countries like South Korea, Germany, and Singapore have successfully strengthened their currencies post-conflict or post-crisis. They did so by prioritizing economic diversification, education, innovation, and strict financial oversight. Iraq has the potential to follow a similar path. With its vast oil reserves and a young, resilient population, the foundation is there. But political will and economic reform are critical. Chapter 8. Global investors and the IQD international investors remain cautiously optimistic about Iraq. The potential for growth is massive, but so is the risk. Foreign investment is often hampered by unclear regulations, weak enforcement, and fears of political instability. For the IQD to attract serious capital, Iraq must modernize its financial laws, protect investor rights, and align with global economic standards. Doing so would not only stabilize the dinar, but also position Iraq as a key player in regional finance. Chapter 9. The role of oil and energy. Oil accounts for over 90% of Iraq's revenue. While this provides a financial cushion, it also makes the economy extremely vulnerable to oil price shocks. Diversification into sectors like agriculture, tourism, and tech is essential for long-term stability. Interestingly, as Iraq ramps up oil exports and global demand increases, the country could see a surplus that strengthens its forex reserves, potentially paving the way for a more favorable exchange rate. Chapter 10. What the future holds. So when will the Iraqi dinar revalue? There's no definitive answer. The currency's future hinges on a delicate mix of geopolitical stability, economic reform, and global market dynamics. However, all signs indicate that Iraq is entering a phase of transformation. The CBI is stepping up, infrastructure is growing, fake news is being challenged, and regional dynamics are shifting. These are not just headlines. They're indicators of a nation preparing for change. Conclusion. Be informed, stay engaged. The IQD's journey is far from over. As always, we encourage our readers and viewers to do their own research, question everything, and stay informed. Subscribe to IQD to VND for regular updates, deep dives, and expert analysis. Your voice matters. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you trust the central bank's strategy? How do you think Iran's collapse will affect Iraq? Are you optimistic about the dinar's future? Thank you for reading. Stay informed, stay alert, and as always, we'll keep you posted.